Every morning, we rise, ready to meet our human potential, to take that next incremental step, to do the hard work that changes. Set in our preparedness and confidence in that moment when you know, I've got this. And then we rise. Each of us, all of us. We rise as passions coalesce in research, art, athletics, and beyond. We rise to the challenge of inquiry and discovery through undergraduate research and hands-on learning. We rise through the personal attention of a small college, fueled by large university resources. We rise to the need for listening across differences, teaching the art and the act of conversation. We rise to the sounds of a vibrant, diverse, and culturally rich city, and we reflect it. At Trinity University, we recognize that you are here because you are ready to rise. And through a love of learning and a life of learning, we will challenge you to always reach beyond the horizon. Because your future awaits.
Good afternoon and happy alumni weekend, everyone, and welcome to Trinity University here in San Antonio, Texas for honestly what could be the best game that we have seen all season long between the Trinity University Tigers and the visiting Barry Vikings. My name is Caleb Reed, and I'm joined up here in the box once again by Andrew Thomas. And Andrew, what are we going to be looking for in this one?
We're going to be looking for the best Trinity team we've seen all season. In order to beat the Barry Vikings, we're going to have to, play our best game.
Barry 5-1 on the year, Trinity 4-2, and one of those losses coming in a pretty crucial conference game earlier this year. The formula is pretty simple for Trinity. Win this game, and you basically control your own destiny. Lose this game, and the regular season conference title is pretty much out the window, but this is a must-win game for Trinity coming into this one, and you're right, they do need to play the best game that they have played so far all year. So far, Barry this season, of course, a 5-1 record. Their lone loss coming on September 14th against DePaul. That one was whenever DePaul was ranked number 25 in the country. That is the lone ranked game that Barry has played so far this year. Barry is receiving votes in the D3 football national poll. Trinity not receiving any votes in that particular category, mainly due to the 2 losses earlier on this season. But over the last 2 weeks, this team has really kicked off, haven't they?
Yes, they have. We've been seeing the Trinity team that, a lot of folks expected to see at the start of the season kind of starting to show themselves, and hopefully they're going to keep doing that today.
The last time that you saw these Trinity Tigers, they won against Sewanee 45-26 here at home. They then went on the road to face Rhodes College in another conference matchup over in Memphis, Tennessee, where they won 38-14. You see your team captains out there: Cade Rapson, Will Taylor, Ryan Back, and Tyson Cornett going from left to right, meeting up with the Barry team captains. And this is a very good Barry team. They are near the top in quite a few categories, mainly on the defensive side. 18th overall defense in the country, 8th in terms of passing defense in the nation. Obviously, they lead the conference in both of those categories, but this is a Barry team that is built very, very well to face up against the Trinity Tigers.
Yes, it is. I'd also like to point out one stat. The Barry Vikings have been averaging 15.7 points a game. So far this season, the Trinity Tigers have been averaging 31 points per game this season.
You're right, the Barry defense only allowing that 15.7 number, or averaging on the scoreboard about 35 points even. And after the coin toss, Tyler Huddle going to be going out there for the kickoff. So Barry will be returning this kick. They will be going from left to right on your screens. And we are almost underway here for Alumni Weekend, a big weekend here honoring a bunch of Trinity alums. Of course, at halftime, we are going to get to have the Hall of Fame induction ceremony for multiple Trinity former players, coaches, teams as well. So make sure to stick around for that one. But right now, we are almost ready to get this underway. Everything is going to be on the line, and nothing is going to be left on the table as soon as that first kickoff is sent away. Returning the kick for the Barry Vikings is going to be Nate Lyons, a wide receiver out of Smyrna, Georgia. The junior, he will be on the side closest to your screen, while Bryce Herring, the junior wide receiver out of Ackworth, Georgia, he will be on the far side of the screen. So Huddle getting ready to line up this kick. The nod checking with the rest of the team. Hand is up. The run-up is up, and we are underway. It's a short kick taken in at about the 8-yard line by Herring. Herring going to move around, and he gets clobbered there on the tackle. A big hit to open this game up, and a great start for the Trinity University Tigers.
Very good play there by the Trinity special team. As you're going to see here on the replay, short kick by Tyler Huddle, and then the Trinity special teams able to get through all the blockers and take him down early and not give him space to run.
It was a high kick there. Huddle is very, very consistent with his touchbacks, as we have the officials waving their hands for a stoppage. I believe they might have the wrong ball out there. They have the kicking ball out there instead of the game ball. But Huddle, so far on his 37 kickoffs this season, 26 touchbacks on the year. So kind of a bit surprising to see him go a bit high on that one. But now receiver going into motion. It is Christian Lewis under center. It's going to be a handoff for the first play of the game, and not really a big surprise there is Brandon Cade, the man who leads the conference in rushing yards and is 21st in the nation in D3 football in terms of total touchdowns this season, gets the first touch of the game.
Good play there by the Trinity defense, able to wrap up Cade and not really give him room to run. As we know, he's a very dangerous running back.
And so it's going to be Christian Lewis, the junior out of Calhoun, Georgia, under center here. He takes the handoff. It's going to be play action. He's going to dump it off to Herring, who gets swallowed up at about the 30-yard line. A gain of about 4 there, and will set up third down and short for the Vikings.
Good play there by the Berry Vikings, able to pick up a couple more extra yards. Lewis was able to look down the field, as you can see here on this replay. Kind of rolled out, found his man, hit him, but the Trinity Tigers were able to get there and bring him down and not really give him room to run.
Berry's third down offense is really one of the big weaknesses of this team. 34.7% on the season, converting on third. We'll see what they're able to do here. Multiple receivers going into motion here before they line up, and now Herring running across the backfield. It's going to be a handoff to Cade, it's going to be close, but I believe it's going to be a first down, and they're going to mark it as such. The 5'11", 190-pound running back out of Duluth, Georgia, getting the power first down for the Vikings.
As you see here in this replay, good trick play there by the Berry Vikings, and blocking there, able to give Cade a couple extra, yards to run.
Cade so far this season, 547 yards coming into this game, 9 rushing touchdowns. That doesn't count his receiving totals as well, as that is going to be the receiver in motion. It's going to be a throw over to the right-hand side, and Lyons, did he get that on the sideline? They're going to say he did. Nate Lyons, a huge play there on the sideline, and a big first down for the Berry Vikings. Actually, they're waving it back. There's a flag, and believe they might be calling a hold here as Berry is moving backwards.
Unfortunate penalty there by the Berry Viking offense. They got a big play there. They're moving down the field, and now they're all the way back.
Ineligible man downfield penalty against Berry, so that will wipe out the big first down and put the ball right on the 30-yard line. Here for a redo of first down. First down and 15. Lewis again going to be under center here. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. It's going to be another handoff to Cade, who gets wrapped up there at the line. John Cole McAdams, the junior out of Seguin, with a good fundamental tackle right there to prevent any further yardage as the ball moves right back up to where this drive, or to where this set of downs started at the 35-yard line.
Good play calling there by the Berry offense, getting the ball to Cade, but Trinity defense still too tough.
Lewis trying to draw the Trinity defenders off sides, unable to get it there. And we'll see what happens here. Bunch set. It's going to be a handoff to Cade, who cuts out to the left-hand side. Gant going to be in pursuit. And that is going to be a good takedown there by Delvin Gant, the sophomore out of Burton, Texas, who we actually got to talk to earlier on this week. And whenever we talked to him about the big sort of increase in production for this team, he mentioned that it has all started in practice. This has been a team that has really kind of turned things around in practice and really stepped things up. As now getting ready here on third down. 3rd and 8 coming up. The crowd getting loud. Lewis takes the snap. He's back to the shotgun. He throws it deep left side and incomplete. Just a bit overthrown there. Intended for Kamari Smith out of Gadsden, Alabama. And looks like the Trinity defense is going to be able to get off the field and force a punt.
As we talked about earlier, the Trinity, talking to Delvin Grant, he said they've been practicing all week. And so far today, I would say it's, working very well.
And so getting ready for the punt here, it's going to be Miles Hamby, the sophomore out of Dacula, Georgia. Averaging about 35 yards on his punts so far this season. This one is a bit off the mark, and Lamont Nickelberry not going to be taking this one in. Instead, it is fielded down at about the 26, 25-yard line. And we will get to see this Trinity offense coming out, being led by Ryan Back. Back so far this season kind of started out on a bit of a rough patch, but since then has gone on an absolute tear. 820 yards, 6 touchdowns, and just 1 pick in his last 3 games combined, along with 574 yards in the last 2 weeks. And it really feels like this entire offense is really starting to click, starting to come together a little bit here, as we're looking at a very unique formation here with back in the gun and 3 running backs all around him. It's going to be a handoff and brought down after a gain of maybe about 2 or 3. The running back there, Maddox Morkovsky. Morkovsky listed as a tight end who has been coming in on a lot more running plays, mainly in short yardage situations there. Gets the 2-yard run. Back in the gun, 2 running backs over to his right-hand side. One goes motion out, and it's going to be a handoff, and he's going to get brought down at about the 32-yard line, so that'll set up a 3rd down and about 4 to go.
Good blocking there by the Trinity, O-line, able to get him a couple extra yards on that play.
And so on 3rd down, we'll see what Trinity is able to do. 4th in the conference with a 39% 3rd down conversion percentage. This is a Barry defense that is top the conference, top 10 in the country in 3rd down stops. A bit of a flinch there by the Barry defense. No flags thrown. Back throws over the middle of the field. It's intercepted. Taken away and now coming back and brought down at the 41-yard line. That is going to be the D-back Chaz Pope, the safety junior out of Spring Garden, Alabama. Gets a pick on the first passing play of the game.
You're going to see here on the replay, Ryan Beck was looking down the field towards, his receiver, and unfortunately, he just wasn't able to connect, and that resulted in the pick.
There's a flag down. It's going to be on the defense, so it's going to be a 1st down for the Trinity offense. A huge bailout play there, and Trinity maybe kind of breathing out a sigh of relief there.
I'd definitely say breathing out a sigh of relief. They got the ball back, and they have another chance at driving down the field.
And so a fresh set of downs. The drive stays alive, and the ball remains in the hands of this Trinity University offense. The offensive line, Caleb Baer, the center, snapping this one away to Back, who is in the gun. Running backs on either side of him. Takes a snap, looks, throws a little flat pass over to Legend Grigsby on the right-hand side. Grigsby breaking a tackle before running out of bounds. And whenever we talked with Barry head coach Tony Konchesky earlier on this week, he mentioned that as it looks like Trinity has now had a flag call on them and will be moving back a few yards. Whenever we talked with Coach Konchesky, he mentioned that playing up against 5th years like Legend Grigsby as well as Winston Hutchison, whenever he saw those names on the roster coming in, he said that he kind of groaned a little bit and said, "Oh man, I thought they graduated last year." It just feels like these guys have been real big contributors for multiple years at this point.
Most definitely, yeah. And this season so far, they've been very big contributors as well.
And so now the Trinity offense getting set up here for a 1st down and 20. Back is in the shotgun, running back to his left-hand side. A little bit of movement on the Barry defensive line. It's going to be a screen pass to Hancock, and that is going to get blown up right behind the line. Jake Witten, the senior safety out of Loganville, Georgia, who got all-region and all-conference honors last season, there for the stop.
Good play there by the Barry Vikings, able to, number 1, identify that screen pass. Number 2, bring him down.
And so now on 2nd down and 23, Back is going to be in the shotgun. That's going to be Hutchison. It's going to be a read option as Back lays out one man before going down at the 36-yard line. And that isn't something that you see very often, as we have a player down on the field.
No, it was not a good, scramble out there by Ryan Beck, able to get a couple extra yards and keep pushing on the field, but, unfortunate, actions at the end there.
believe I saw number 22. That would be Cade Petty, the junior linebacker out of Chatsworth, Georgia. So we're going to get the replay there. A good... Oh, look. Yes, it was Petty. And as the safety, Chaz Pope, came in, he ended up hitting Petty there. Unfortunate to see. You never want to see any injuries, especially not friendly fire, as he's getting up. As he walks back to the sideline, we will not be taking a break. Instead, we're going to be taking a look here at how both of these teams got to where they are. Barry won their season opener 43-7 on the road at Huntington, before then again that week 2 loss to DePaul at home. They then won 28-24 against Randolph-Macon. Randolph-Macon, a team which is actually currently playing against Trinity University in volleyball. Trinity leading that game at 2-0 at the moment. They won the first set 25-23 before winning the second set 25-14, and now currently lead 13-9 in the third. Back in the gun, he takes a snap. Little screen pass over to Will Taylor, and that's going to move the ball up to the 47-yard line, but not anywhere close enough for that first down, and Trinity's going to be forced to punt.
Good play calling there by the Trinity offense, able to get a couple extra yards out of there and give their punt team a little closer towards the end zone.
And so it's going to be Tyler Huddle punting this one away. The kicker and punter combined, averaging about 36 yards per punt. Good snap, and punt is away cleanly, and almost taken in there by the returner Nate Lyons before he just lets that one bounce back into the end zone. And this drive for the Berry Vikings will start at the 20-yard line. After that win at Randolph-Macon, Berry started their conference with a win versus Southwestern, 44-7, before then going on the road to face Hendricks, winning 42-13, and then finally last week playing versus Sewanee, winning that game 53-10. And so now we see Christian Lewis once again in the backfield under center. Play action pass. Now we're going to throw it over to the left-hand side. That one is complete and a good gain for a first down and then some. That went out to Brendan Gray, the junior out of Calhoun, Georgia, who was actually high school teammates with Lewis whenever they played for a state national championship.
Looks like that, connection with Lewis is still there, as Lewis was able to find him downfield and, get him the perfect ball.
Gray leading the team in receiving yards so far this season. He had 190 last week against Sewanee. Lewis going to be back at the shotgun here. Three receivers to his right, one to his left, and the running back to the left as well. It's going to be a handoff. There's a flag up already on the play. Breaking tackles and then moving up into the second level and up to the 42-yard line before the whistles. And we'll see what this flag is. And Barry already moving backwards. We'll have to see what the penalty is going to be for here. As it's going to be for an illegal formation. And so that'll push him back from 1st and 10 now to 1st and 15. So Trinity defense getting a little bit more buffer zone here to work with. And we'll see what they're able to do with that extra room. Lewis fakes the handoff on the play action. Now steps him in the pocket. He throws over the left-hand side. Complete and able to get it up well into Trinity territory, up to about the 33-yard line, is Kamari Smith, the junior out of Gadsden, Alabama, who leads the team in touchdowns, or who leads the team in receiving touchdowns this season. He gets a big pickup for the first down.
You're going to see in the replay, Lewis was scrambling a little bit, found his man, hit him. But also, good job by Delvin Gant, able to get over there and bring him down.
And so now, this has been a very slow-moving first quarter. 6.5 minutes still left to play as it's going to be a handoff to Cade, who moves over to the left-hand side. And Cade going to get swallowed up after a gain of about 6 or 7 here as he just gets dogpiled by the Trinity defense. And that will set up a second and short situation here for this Barry offense.
So far today, the Trinity defense has been very, aggressive and not leaky against the run so far.
This is a Trinity defense that has really stepped up in light of many graduating seniors last season, as it's going to be another handoff cutting out to the right-hand side, still running for it and reaching for the end zone. He is in. Touchdown, Barry Vikings. And a big start to this game here in a game that really means a lot for the conference. That one, once again, Brandon Cade running that one in for the big score.
Good playing there by the Barry offense, able to, as you can see in the replay, able to get a lot of blocks. And he was able to, find a way, cut a little bit around, and get in for that touchdown.
As it's going to be a 2-point conversion attempt play. They are going to get in. Big surprise, your teams normally kick it, especially this early on in the game. But Barry, they know that this is a very big game, and they want to get on the boards and get on the boards big to start this one off.
So far today, Barry's been bringing the heat on the defense and the offense.
And so with 5:46 left to go here, the Trinity offense will be coming back out after the kickoff. And Barry, of course, a fairly new team to the SAA. Very new team to football in general, as they only played their inaugural season back in 2013, but despite the use of this program, it is a very successful one nonetheless. 5 conference championships from 2016 to 2020, and also 3 NCAA playoff appearances in that same span, 2017 to 2019. The 3 straight years they had those playoff appearances. And so now Barry getting ready to kick this one off. Kick is away. And going over to Lamont Nickelberry, who takes it right at the edge of the end zone. He cuts out to the outside, and he's going to dance out of bounds at the 35-yard line, but there is a flag down. We'll have to see what it's for. Actually, multiple flags down here. As we get the replay here, we'll try and figure out what the penalty is. They might be calling a hold there. And it is going to be holding. And so that will be a 10-yard penalty from the... They're going to mark that as the 26-yard line, so 10 yards back. Trinity will start this drive at the 11. And so Trinity backed up to start this second offensive drive of the game. So back in the gun. Running back going into motion, that's Jackson Williams. Play action. Back, dump off pass to Winston Hutchison, who powers through the defender, able to get the first down and then some before finally going out of bounds, or getting wrestled out of bounds, I should say, and a big first down for the Tigers.
You see in the replay, good trick play there. The Barry defense thought the running back had it, but he was able to connect with his man and get down yard.
The chain gang didn't move there on that last play, so they're still having to get set up as the Trinity offense moves out into their offensive formation. One back on either side of Ryan back here, as he has receivers split out wide on both ends. Calling out adjustments at the line before calling for the snap. 3-step drop, now looks, fires over the middle of the field, complete! Right at midfield, Tyson Hancock with a big play right in the middle of the field, and Trinity moving this ball very well.
Good play there by Beck, able to find his man and, get him in a short window, but he was able to get him, as you can see on the replay. Beck dropped back, found his man, found that window. He was surrounded by defenders, but, Beck did a great job getting the ball to him.
And that's something that we haven't seen a lot so far this season, really only seen it in the last 2 or 3 weeks or so. Ryan Beck has really gotten a lot of the confidence here as he has started to adjust the speed of the game. A lot of movement at the line here. Wouldn't be surprised if there's a flag after the play. Actually, not going to see one there. That was a lot of movement both offensively and defensively, but it's a loss of 2 yards on the quick little play there.
Good play there by Grady Bryant, the senior linebacker, able to get through and bring him down for the loss.
Definitely looked like some movement there before the snap, but officials didn't call it, and it sets up 2nd down and 12 from the 47-yard line. One going into motion, back pressure coming from behind him. He throws and incomplete, just a bit overthrown there, intended for Hancock. And that'll set up 3rd down and long for this offense once again.
Good look there by Ryan Beck, able to find his man. He was wide open, as you can see here in the replay. Beck originally looked short, saw downfield, and just a bit overthrown, but, good look there.
Pressure there came in by the cornerback, the 5th-year Christopher Thomas, who got 2nd team all-conference last season. As back now in the gun once again, 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, as well as Johnny Milo at the back to his right as well. This one is incomplete, off the hands there of B.J. Rainey, who was just unable to haul that one in. Would have been a gain of about 6 or 7 or so on the catch, and he did have space, but just bounced off of his hands, tipped up and incomplete, and that'll force another Trinity punt here. And so Huddle getting ready for the punt once again. Again, averaging 36 yards per punt attempt so far this season. Gets this one away. Very well pressured there by the Berry defense. And this one is going to take a few friendly Trinity hops before being downed at the, that's going to be the 8-yard line there. So Trinity was backed up to start their last drive. Berry going to be backed up to start this offensive drive, and we'll see what the Trinity defense is able to do here.
So far today, the Berry offense has been very hot. They drove all the way down the field. They were able to get a 2-point conversion. We'll be looking to see what they're able to do on this drive.
It's going to be Christian Lewis here under center once again. Brandon Cade back behind him. Lyons going into motion. Now the throw over. It is complete over to Lyons before he gets brought down past the 1st down marker there. Nate Lyons, the junior out of Smyrna, Georgia, who's kind of been doing a little bit of everything so far today. Had 30 receiving yards last week against Sewanee. And that'll be his first official reception so far here today. Of course, he had that big reception on the sideline just a little bit ago before it got called back. Trinity crowd getting loud with the cowbells. It's another 1st down here. It's going to be a handoff and swallowed up basically right at the line there. That one, don't believe that was Jamichael Baxter trying to get the number there. Number 35 for the Berry offense. Vincent Pacini, who's listed as a defensive back here on the roster. And so on 2nd down and 6, we'll see what this Barry offense pulls out of their hat and what this Trinity defense will try to do to stop them. It's going to be a jet sweep handoff there to Nate Lyons, who gets hit and brought down. Great tackle there by Delvin Gant, able to get the stop and prevent extra yardage. He has been putting in a lot of work so far today.
Indeed, so far today, he's made 2 crucial tackles, as you can see here in this replay. Jet sweep, almost got the Trinity defense, but Delvin Gant able to get back down, bring him down big time there.
Again, whenever we talked to Gant, he mentioned that this team really needs to play with a purpose, and right now, this is the big money situation here. 3rd down and 4. Lewis takes a snap, drops back. He throws left side. It is complete and slipping through a tackle before being brought down by Cade Rabson up to the 42-yard line there. That one was complete over to Brendan Gray once again.
You're going to see in the replay, Lewis looking downfield, found his man. He was able to slip 1 tackle, but not able to get the hands of Rabson.
Rabson, who we also got to talk about earlier on, or talk to earlier this week. He said that the team has a solid game plan. They just need to execute, and execution is going to be big here as they hope to keep Barry out of the end zone. As Lewis got tangled up there behind the line, that's going to be a big loss and a big lucky break there for the Trinity defense.
Critical error there by Lewis. I don't actually know what happened, but it seemed like he just turned around, kind of tripped, and fell on the ball.
As we're going to get the replay pulled up here. Yeah, it just looks like he got tripped up on the handoff there. Intended to go to Brandon Cade, meant to be a play action pass, and that will be the way that the first quarter ends. So Trinity trailing at the moment. Barry with the ball, hoping to extend their lead. They've got a 2nd down and 15 coming up whenever we come back here from Trinity University in San Antonio, Texas. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to Trinity University here in San Antonio. As the Barry Vikings hoping to continue their drive there after a bit of a stumble there by Christian Lewis. It's going to be a handoff Brandon Cade, and he's going to get wrapped up after a gain of 6 by James O'Gunran. And we have a Trinity player down. That's going to be Steele Herndon. Herndon, one of the players who was dealing with some injury issues over the last couple of weeks, and he now comes off a bit shaky on, I believe it's going to be his right ankle.
Good play there again by the, Barry offense, able to pick up a couple more yards and, keep the drive going.
And so 3rd down and 8 coming up here for this Barry offense. Lewis going to be back in the gun Running back shifted well off to the right-hand side. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Lewis scrambling around. He pump fakes, now throws, and that is complete over to Nate Lyons for the first down, and Barry continuing to move this ball downfield.
Lewis had some pressure on that play. You're going to see, or not, but, as you're going to see here in this replay, he had a man coming, and he was able to find his man and, connect.
Always great to have an alumni crowd here. Congratulations as well to the Trinity women's volleyball team, who just won their game against Randolph-Macon. Later today, they'll be playing against Concordia. It's going to be a handoff to Cade, and he gets swallowed up at the line. Nowhere to go there. I was trying to see who got in there. Who else? Cade Rabson. We've been calling his name out basically all season long. Leads the team in terms of tackles and solo tackles, and he shows up there once again.
Really making sure that, he did earn his captain's position. He's making sure folks know that.
Whenever we got to talk to him, ask him how he's been able to be so consistent, he didn't take any credit for himself. He gave it all to the defensive line, who's been able to help him be unblocked. Lewis throws his one left side, intercepted, taken away. A big defensive play there. Lucas Marine, the junior out of Round Rock, with the big takeaway there, and Trinity able to get the ball back right at the 30-yard line.
Huge play there by the Trinity defense. Able to see Christian Lewis, read his play, get there, get that big interception, and end the Barry offensive drive.
Ball going to be marked down at the 26-yard line there. And a huge defensive takeaway. It feels like it's been forever since we've seen a Trinity takeaway here at home. We're going to get the replay of it up here. Pressure came in Lewis's face, the throw, and it was a contested play there. Marine just in the right spot at the right time. Back, takes a snap, handoff, going out to Legend Grigsby. Grigsby on the right-hand side and moving out of bounds. Ended up hitting one of the sideline crew there, but getting very, very close to that first down.
You're going to see here, good blocking, good cuts there overall, able to get a couple more yards on that play.
Could have maybe definitely been something called there on B.J. Rainey. But we'll see what the Trinity offense does here on 2nd down and 2. Hutchison moving over to the left-hand side as well as Grigsby. It's a 2-back set over to the left, and now Grigsby moving over in motion. It's going to be a handoff. Hutchison, and that is actually a very interesting play there, and it breaks a 6-game-long streak of Winston Hutchison. That is the first time all season that he has been tackled for a loss.
Just goes to show, how good the Trinity team, the Barry team truly is. They were able to get in there, bring him down hard.
And so now 3rd down, and it's listed as 8. It's about 4 on the field. 3rd and 4 coming up for the Trinity offense here. Rainey coming in motion. And now back. He has to scramble out of it. Pressure coming, and he's going to go down. A big sack there by number 45, Dawson Livingston, the linebacker out of Jackson, Georgia. And the Trinity offense going to come off the field after the turnover. Just unable to get anything going there on the 3-and-out.
You're going to see here, he was able to get through, find back. Back was still trying to fight. Unfortunately, was not able to.
Ryan Ainsworth there, the tackle. As now Huddle takes a snap. It's a high snap. This one is not going anywhere. Might have gotten blocked or deflected a little bit there as Huddle was pressured. And that ball only going to roll to the 43-yard line. Far from his best. And that'll set up the Vikings with very good field position here to start this one off. And, that Barry defense, even though the offense gave away the ball, the defense coming up big, that's been kind of their calling card all season. This has also been a unit that on offense hasn't allowed a lot of pressure to get to Christian Lewis. They're top 25 in the nation in terms of sacks allowed, but this one is going to be a sack. It's a strip sack taken away, still up on his feet, across the 10, across the 5, touchdown Trinity Tigers. A huge play there. Ryan Ventura, the freshman, takes it in for 6. Unbelievable.
We talked about earlier, the Trinity team is really going to have to step up today, and so far, as you saw in that play, I think they are.
The Trinity defense, they needed to play the best game that they have played all season long. They gave up the early score, but then they get 6 right for themselves as Tyler Huddle getting ready for the PAT, trying to make it a 7-8 ball game. Kick is up and kick is good to make this a 7-8 ball game. And oh my goodness, here comes the replay of that play, trying to see who it was there on the edge. It was Ventura. Ventura came in off the edge, forced the sack, got the own forced fumble, and then took it in himself.
Very impressive play there by the true freshman.
The freshman out of South Lake, Texas, does it all himself. And also, man, that was just a boomstick of a hit there.
Yes, it was. Got the entire, fan section on their feet, getting hype. It's good to see.
And so Barry leading by 1 here, 7-8 over the Trinity Tigers. They're going to be getting the ball back here with Huddle kicking this one away. That is exactly the kind of energy that this Trinity crowd needed, as now all the fans starting to file in a little bit here. A lot of the students were over supporting volleyball just a little bit ago with that game ending in a 3-set sweep. Trinity supporters now coming over to watch the football team before volleyball senior day, which will start at 4 later on this afternoon.
It's going to be interesting to see, what the Barry offense does here now. Do they go try to throw it again? Do they try to run it more with Cade?
The Barry offensive line has allowed less than a sack per game. Was trying to get that one out before Ventura came in and kind of changed all of that up. But now Lewis again under center. It's going to be a handoff there. And Cade breaking through into the secondary. He's up to the 45-yard line. But if that was going to be play action, then there was going to be a man in his face. Max Shellstone there on the big chase down of Christian Lewis.
You're going to see on this, play, he found space to run, and took it all the way as he could.
And so Brandon Cade up to the 46-yard line there on the big run. That's a rush of 21 yards and sets up a first down close to midfield. Lewis, snap under center, handoff to Cade once again. He forces the ball up to right at midfield. And sets up second down.
Cade's been very dangerous today, and the Trinity defense have, really, as we spoke to them earlier, they identified him as a problem, and, he's been able to get a couple chunk plays here and there, but so far today, he hasn't gotten a lot of room to run.
And so now Lions going into motion. It's going to be a play action pass over to the right-hand side and incomplete. Nobody in the area there, as Trinity able to force the defensive stop and set up a big third down situation.
The Berry receiver, Nate Lyons, seemed to be, limping off the field there towards the end of the play.
And so 3rd down and 6 to go. Lewis back in the gun, as now Cade moving to the outside into the receiver position. Lewis takes the snap, 1-step drop, he fires over the middle of the field, incomplete! Intended there for Bryce Herring, the junior out of Ackworth, Georgia, and the Trinity defense forcing the stop there and able to get off the field and force the punt.
Big stop there by the Trinity defense, still showing that they still have it. They're still ready to play.
The punter for Barry is Miles Hamby, the 6'3", 229-pound sophomore. Gets this one away. Pressure was in his face there by, I believe, B.J. Rainey. As this one is going to take a bounce and gets down right at the 1. You cannot ask for much better of a punt than that. A little bit of friendly fire there on some of the collisions by the fielders, but what a punt there.
You're seeing this punt, the Trinity receiver, I believe that was number 82 maybe, Nickelberry, thought that was going in the end zone, but the Berry special teams able to get there and down at the 1.
And so it's going to be 1st down from the 1 here. And you can't get much more backed up than this to start a drive. Trinity just going to be hoping to get this ball out of their own end zone and avoid a safety here.
Take a shot right here. 99 yards.
It's going to be interesting, Ray, whether Rhinebeck throws the ball downfield or they try to go for a run here.
Back in the shotgun, running back to his right is Hutchison. Receiver going into motion. It's going to be actually a throw. It's tipped up and almost taken in there. Maddox Morkovsky actually in at the tight end position that time. Danced around in his hands for just a little bit, but a great tip at the line there. That was the linebacker, I believe, Christian Lewis, the junior out of Calhoun, coming in with the tipped pass. And so now back in the gun once again, running back behind him, and he's going to get brought down for the safety. And that's the big risk that you take with running deep in your own territory like that. A big flying tackle over, or a big flying attempt there over the top there by Jake Witten. And Barry going to take now a 3-point lead here, 10-7, with that safety.
Very good play there by the Barry defense. As you saw in the replay, they were able to get it. Recognize it was a run, get in there, and bring him down for the safety.
And so Trinity now going to be kicking this one away. And whenever you get a punt that gets brought down at the 1-yard line, it's really, really difficult to do much of anything with that. And that's kind of the best case outcome for a drive that starts at that position, for the defensive side at least. For the offense, obviously you want to take it 99 yards, but either way, this Barry defense coming in clutch to now give Barry a 3-point lead and the ball back, with Huddle kicking this one away. First safety that Trinity has given up all season as well. Huddle getting ready, and kick is away. It's a high one. Going to be taken in at the 15-yard line. And now cutting out to the outside, and a big hit there. before being brought down at that's going to be about the 36-yard line, I believe, maybe 37.
Looked like that was Raider Horn. You know, I believe he picked him up there a little bit, and, you know, started carrying him, you know, back.
Raider Horn, the younger brother of Trinity, or a former Trinity quarterback, Tucker Horn, who we got to talk with a couple of weeks ago against Sewanee. Also the older brother of Welker Horn, who will be coming to Trinity next year, one of the new recruits, who actually led his team to a win last night for Lubbock Christian. This one is picked off again. Lucas Marine, the second interception over the middle of the field today. The junior out of Round Rock coming in big, and he gets his second pick of the game and the season.
You're going to see in the replay, you know, Christian Lewis looking downfield, trying to find his man, you know, through kind of the double coverage, almost triple coverage, I would say. And Maureen was able to get there, bring it down, and, you know, big interception there by the Trinity defense.
That is absolutely huge there. Lucas Marine, you cannot ask for more than that out of your young junior. 6'3", 190 pounds, and now 2 picks on the day so far. Back, throws one over to Will Taylor. Taylor up to the 42-yard line there. Ended up accidentally running over the lineman there. That was Ryan Ainsworth, the junior out of Dallas.
Again there, you know, good play there by Ryan Back, you know, able to, you know, pick up a short gain and keep moving the play.
This is a huge game for conference implications, but Coach Konchesky was talking about how you really don't want to give more importance to one game over another, as that one is a cross for a first down. You don't want to end up giving more importance to one game or another, because then that's how you set yourself up for failure throughout a season. But it's pretty easy to, at least from an outsider's perspective like ours is, to say this is the game for the conference.
Yes, it is.
And you really can't ask for a better game than this. This is a great sort of new rivalry that's formed between Trinity and Berry. Trinity leads the all-time series at 4-2, having won the last 3 straight. It's going to be a handoff there to Morkovsky, who's trying to power forward. He's going to barely get back up to the line, if anything.
Unfortunate there by the Trinity, you know, O-line, not able to make a big enough gap there for Morkovsky to really run through. But, you know, also good play there by Berry, able to get in there, you know, and stop the Trinity run.
And so 2nd down and 9 coming up here after the gain of just barely 1. Back, 2 running backs over to his left-hand side. Grigsby now going into motion. It's going to be a fake handoff to Grigsby, and now Back throws over the middle of the field. Complete over the middle of the field. A big play there to Tyson Hancock. He has been huge so far today as he gets his 3rd reception of the day and crosses over 30 yards as well on the afternoon.
Very good play there by Ryan Back. You know, he had a lot of pressure. He had a man on. He kind of scrambled around a little bit, but he's able to find Hancock downfield, as you're going to see on this replay. You know, Beck, you know, took the snap. Berry defender got through. Beck found his man, hit him for a big gain downfield.
That pressure coming in there by Carver Cole, the junior out of Highland, Utah. This is going to be a handoff here to Jackson Williams, and he gets brought down at the 25-yard line, but the ball continuing to move forward.
Trinity offense so far today has been very good at, you know, picking up small chunk plays here and there and driving down the field, getting the first downs.
Whenever we talked with Coach Lytle, he mentioned that everybody on this Berry team is good. He complimented their staff a lot, but in terms of today's game, make sure to limit the other team's possessions, of course. Give Back time in the pocket. He's only been taken out once so far today as he pump fakes, now throws deep right side. B.J. Rainey caught for the touchdown! B.J. Rainey right at the edge of the end zone. And that is a perfect throw there by Ryan Beck, giving Trinity the 13-10 lead.
Very good play there by Ryan Beck. You know, he was able to find his man downfield and, you know, hit him right perfectly, you know, right over the defender, right into his hands.
Third receiving touchdown of the season for B.J. Rainey. He had one last week over in Rhodes, and he gets another one here as Huddle getting ready to try and make this one a 14-10 game. Kick is up, and kick is good to give Trinity the 4-point lead as we get the replay of it here.
You see in the replay, you know, Ryan Beck looking downfield, you know, hesitated for a second, found his man, hit B.J. Rainey. Perfect throw there. You know, that was almost like a, you know, B.J. Rainey kind of saying, hey, you know, I can still catch the ball. I'm still, you know, a very good player.
And that was a brave throw as well. Jake Witten, who again, first team all-conference last season, as well as third team all-region, just dotted it right over the top of his head. That is a brave throw there for Ryan Beck to be making. But he made it and delivered it perfectly. And that's one of those plays where if it goes right, you're saying, oh my gosh, Ryan Beck, what a throw. And then if it goes wrong, you're saying, oh my gosh, Ryan Beck, what kind of throw?
Thankfully, for the, you know, sake of the Trinity Tigers, it went right for him.
Final score from around the SAA, Center 38, Southwestern 28. So that is going to be big for conference implications as well, depending on who comes out on top and who is unable to close this one out. We'll try and get more scores from around the conference as we receive them. As this one by Huddle, his first touchback of the day, ends up bouncing over the fan fencing there in the back of the end zone. And we'll get this drive started right at the 25-yard line. So the Trinity defense coming into this game, turnover differential for this team, they were perfectly even. And that has definitely changed here today. Of course, the two interceptions for Christian Lewis have been kind of a bit uncharacteristic for him. He has 6 on the season so far. As this is going to be a handoff up the middle, and James O'Gunran not letting anything go through there for the great stop.
Gunn was able to, you know, see him there and kind of bear hug him towards the ground. You know, great play there again by the Trinity, you know, defense, able to recognize that run and stop Cade, you know, who, as we've touched on, is a very lethal running back.
Bit over 4 minutes left to go here in this first half. This has been a very long game so far. We're used to games maybe kicking off the second half at about this time in the duration, as this one is a little flat pass over to Herring for the first down. Spun out of one tackle before stepping out of bounds on the second.
Another good play there by Gunran. You know, he's able to get across and, you know, get him there and kind of pushed him a little bit outside, and, you know, the Trinity defense was able to get him down.
You see there at the top of the screen a couple of the Trinity ball crew helping to assist the officials here by throwing in the footballs whenever balls go out of bounds. That would be a very interesting position to be in, being on the visiting sideline wearing a Trinity shirt. I don't know if I would exactly be brave enough to be doing that. Lewis scrambling around, moves over to his right-hand side. That is complete on a frozen rope to Bryce Herring there. Very tight window to fit that one in and managing to get it right there, but we do have a player down.
Good play there by, you know, Christian Lewis, able to find his man, find that, you know, very brief window and connect on that.
Trying to figure out who the down player is. We're going to take a quick break here, and we will be right back while they tend to him.
Let's go, guys. We got 4 minutes. These are big 3 cents. Junior, you didn't play them.
And so, welcome back to Trinity University here. Lewis takes a snap, and it's going to be a handoff there. The injured player for Trinity was Max Shillstone, the senior defensive lineman out of Houston, Texas, who had a career year back in 2022. He came off to the sideline just a couple of plays ago. And so now 2nd down and 3 coming up. Barry finds themselves trailing for the first time today. And we'll see what this defense is able to do with the crowd behind them. Lewis under center, bunch set to the right. It's going to be a handoff. Cade breaking into the second level. He's going to be pursued by Gant, forced out of bounds. That could have been really dangerous there if Gant hadn't gotten back in time to force him out.
You know, the Barry offense there was able to, block well and give, as you can see on this replay, Brandon Cade, made a couple cuts there, found some space and took off. Good play there by Gant, able to, catch up to him and bring him down.
And so here we go now. Lewis again going to be under center. Bunch set to the left this time with Cade back behind him. One receiver spread out wide to the right-hand side. It's going to be a handoff, Brandon Cade. Or actually, no, not Brandon Cade. Sorry, that is going to be out to number 35. That'll be Vincent Pacini out of Woodstock, Georgia, the freshman, who pushes that one forward for a gain of about 3 yards.
So far today, the Barry offense, has been running the ball a lot, and they've been getting a lot of, first downs and big plays there from that.
Lewis back in the shotgun here on 2nd down and 7. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to take off with it himself. He has a hole, and he's running forward up past the 10-yard line and into a goal-to-go situation before being brought down at the 8.
You can see here in the replay, Lewis was able to find himself some space, make some jukes there, drop some Trinity players and keep going, keep driving all the way down.
Lucas Marine in there for the tackle. We've called his name a lot so far today. As we have a timeout on the field, we're going to take a timeout in the booth as well and get you ready for the final 2 minutes here from the first half. And so here we go, getting ready for a 1st and goal situation. Ball on the 8-yard line. Lewis fakes the handoff. He's going to try and take off with it. He's going to throw it to the back of the end zone. And incomplete. He stepped out of bounds. And a big break there for the Trinity defense as Kamari Smith was the intended receiver.
You're going to see in the replay, Lewis maybe felt a little bit of pressure there. Rolled out, tried to find his man. Unfortunate, his man just wasn't able to get down or toe tap there.
It looked like a pretty close play there. I believe that Smith had stepped out prior to the catch, as it's going to be a handoff. Cade up the middle and still up on his feet, fighting for it. Did the ball come loose after the play? They're going to say that he was down. And so that'll move the ball up to the 3-yard line. We'll see it on the replay.
See on this replay, Cade was going all the way up. Just got taken down.
Contact with the ground forced that ball to come loose. And so here we go. 3rd down and goal situation. Trinity's red zone defense tied for second at the top of the conference. We'll see what they're able to do here. Lewis under center. Receiver going into motion. It's going to be a handoff. Cade fighting for it and still up. He gets brought down short. 1 yard short of the line to gain. And we'll see if they go for it on 4th with less than a minute to go.
Big play there by, I believe that was number 40, Cade Rabson. As well as as you're going to see on this replay, hand off to Cade. Cade thought he had it. They were able to come in, and almost playing rugby kind of there, but they were able to bring him down.
And Cade on Cade right there. Rabson versus Cade, and this is it. Clock continuing to run down here. And now we got a timeout with 1 second left to go on the play clock and 11 seconds left to go in the game clock. So I believe that Barry will be going for the field goal here. And oh my gosh, what an incredible first half this has been so far. This is what we expected. Last season was a shootout. The last time that these two teams played was over in Rome, Georgia. That was a 46-37 Trinity win, which kind of came about because Trinity with a big 4th quarter comeback there at the end. The last time that Barry won a game was at Trinity, a 14-10 victory back in pre-COVID, back in 2019. So this is a series that has been offensive shootouts. This has been a series that has been defensive battles. And so far, this game is definitely living up to the billing of a regular season conference championship decider here in San Antonio. They're going to go for it here on 4th. Lewis under center. Brandon Cade behind. Handoff, Cade! And almost wrapped up before diving into the end zone for the Barry touchdown.
Unfortunate end there, to a Trinity defense who is so solid up there up until that 4th down.
Cade, his 11th rushing touchdown of the season, and it was a good job penetrating through the line there by Johnny Nwobodo, but just unable to hang on to him there as the momentum pulled him away. You saw him holding his helmet immediately afterwards as almost blocked there on the PAT. That kick was up there by Trey Richards to give Barry a 17-14 lead here with 7 minutes to go here in the first half. Just a reminder that at halftime, we will be having the Trinity Hall of Fame induction ceremony for the entire class of 2024. Some of the big highlights, the family of Roy Hampton going to be here recognizing Hampton's accomplishments. Hampton, of course, was the quarterback of the Stag Bowl team back in 2002, and also going to be recognizing multiple teams as well. The 1999 National Championship runner-up volleyball team here for Trinity is also going to be honored in attendance, and quite a few other players as well, from the modern to way back in the 60s and 70s as well, an always important ceremony to be holding during Alumni Weekend. Kicking this one away is actually going to be Miles Hamby. Hamby sends this one. It's a squib kick right over the middle of the field and downed at the 22-yard line. And so we'll see what this Trinity offense dials up here, if they try and take a shot play or if they just want to run the ball and run out the clock. Trinity will receive the ball at the start of the second half. And looks like they are setting up in a kneel formation for the final play of the half. Clean snap, clean hold, and clean kneel to end out this first half that has been filled with fireworks so far. The Berry Vikings leading 17-14 over the Trinity University Tigers. Make sure to stick around for the halftime ceremonies, and we will be right back midway through the halftime for for hopefully a very special guest. Can't wait to see you all in just a few minutes, and make sure to enjoy the Trinity 2024 Hall of Fame class.
Ladies and gentlemen, to the field. We now honor this year's Trinity Athletics Hall of Fame.
I think I got shit like Sarah, like
Hall of Fame was initiated in 1999 as part of the 13th class of outstanding members of the Trinity Athletics community. Presenting the special certificate for this year's class, the Trinity President, Dr. Vanessa Beasley, and Associate Vice President, Director of Athletics, Bob King, was also the Hall of Fame Selection Committee Chair. First up, Emily Leffler-Don, a four-time All-American in cross country and track and field. Emily graduated from Trinity in 2009. She's also the first cross-country All-American in school history. She led the 2008 cross-country team to a sixth-place finish at the NCAA Championships, the best finish in both Trinity and SCAC history. Ladies and gentlemen, Emily Leffler-Don. Ladies and gentlemen, next, Doug Grigger. He's a two-time All-American in baseball. Doug earned his bachelor's degree in 1999 and his master's from Trinity in 2000. He broke 11 school records during his career with the Tigers and was featured in Sports Illustrated Faces in the Crowd. Ladies and gentlemen, Doug Rivera. Next, Nancy, come on. Kills in a match, remains in the top 10 in 6 categories. She led Trinity to 2 NCAA championships and 2 appearances in the NCAA round of 16. Ladies and gentlemen, Nancy Hamon. Next, Roy Hampton, who is represented by his parents, Roy Sr. and Cindy. Roy was a 3-time All-American and 2-time NCAA player in football. He was a 2003 graduate who led the Tigers to the Stag Bowl in 2002 and continues to hold numerous Trinity football school records. Ladies and gentlemen, Roy Hampton. Next, Becky King, a 2-time All-American women's soccer. Becky led Trinity to its first ever appearance in the NCAA semifinals in 2000 and earned her bachelor's degree in 2001. She broke the Tiger women's soccer career records in goals and points scored. Ladies and gentlemen, Becky King. Next, Patty McBee, who is represented by her brothers Gary and Harvey. Patty broke 11 school records and was a standout player on 4 different teams: women's basketball, softball, track and field, and volleyball. Patty was a 1978 graduate who led the Tiger basketball team to an upset win over the University of Texas in 1975. Also won the Trinity for its first ever NCAA state tournament and first zone championship. Ladies and gentlemen, Patty McBee. Next, Joseph Moore, a 6-time All-American, is a member of the Trinity swim team. Joseph led Trinity to its first NCAA championship title in 1999. Breaking school records, and he remains in the top 10 all time. He earned a bachelor's degree from Trinity in 2000. Ladies and gentlemen, Joseph Moore. Next, Sloan Rush, a 2-time All-American who led the men's tennis team to the NCAA Division III National Championship in 2000. Sloan is a 2001 Trinity graduate who was runner-up in the NCAA Singles and Doubles Championship. And he won the 2001 Arthur Ashe Jr. Sportsmanship and Leadership Award. Ladies and gentlemen, Sloan Rush. Next, Sarah Scott Handy, a 6-time All-American in 5 different events as part of the Tiger women's swim team. Sarah was Trinity's first female swimming and diving All-American in 1995. She was just one of 3 swimmers, All-American honors across 3 different seasons. She earned her bachelor's degree from Trinity in 1998. Ladies and gentlemen, Sarah Scott Handy. Next, Todd Wildman, a 2-time NCAA national champion. Six-time All-American across 5 different events. Graduated from Trinity in 2009 and earned his master's from Trinity in 2010. Todd was the Willis T. FCCCA Indoor Field Athlete of the Year and the NCAA track and field athlete of the year in 2009. Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Wildman. Next, Alan Williams, who led the Trinity softball team to his first ever NCAA appearance in the NCAA championship. Allie was a 3-time All-Region and 4-time All-SCAC performer who broke 13 school records during her career. She earned a bachelor's degree in 2002 and a master's in 2003. Ladies and gentlemen, Allie Wood. The Clark Heat inductee is mounted on the Athletic Hall Wall of Fame in the Bell Athletic Center, featuring a photo and highlights of their accomplishments. The previous members of the Hall of Fame are also on the wall. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in celebration as I present to you the 2024 class of the Trinity University Athletics Hall of Fame!
Every morning, we rise, ready to meet our human potential, to take that next incremental step, to do the hard work that changes. Set in our preparedness and confidence in that moment when you know, I've got this. And then, we rise. Each of us, all of us. We rise as passions coalesce in research, art, athletics, and beyond. We rise to the challenge of inquiry and discovery through undergraduate research and hands-on learning. We rise through the personal attention of a small college, fueled by large university resources. We rise to the need for listening across differences, teaching the art and the act of conversation. We rise to the sounds of a vibrant, diverse, and culturally rich city, and we reflect it. At Trinity University, we recognize that you are here because you are ready to rise. And through a love of learning and a life of learning, we will challenge you to always reach beyond the horizon. Because your future awaits.
Welcome back, everybody, here about midway through halftime here on the Trinity Tiger Network, and we have a very special guest in here with us, Luke Terry, former commentator for us here, former color commentary, did pretty much every sport that I am aware of. Luke, it's great to have you back.
It's good to be back. I don't think I initially expected to be on the mic today here on Tiger Network, but you're right. Football, basketball, baseball, sprinkled some softball in there with Justin Parker at one point in time during the pandemic. So I dabbled pretty much everywhere. You're right. And I certainly miss it. Graduated last spring, but here we are, alumni weekend. It's a pretty good excuse to talk some ball with the Trinity Tigers on the field.
Yeah, and the Trinity Tigers on the field right now, they have been absolutely incredible so far today. Of course, currently trailing at the moment, but this team has been really playing lights out so far.
Yeah, and I mean, it's been an interesting season. Of course, you've been on the call all year long, and it's different without me here, and it's different on the field without Tucker Horn out there. I called 3 seasons of Trinity football, and Tucker Horn was at the helm for all of those. Not just great in regards to Trinity football history, but great in regards to D3 football history. I mean, he led Trinity to the highest they had reached since the early 2000s when Coach Urban was on the field, and that's a hard thing to replace. I think Ryan Back has been very, very admirable in his effort to do so, but we talked before the game, it's this Trinity defense that has been the anchor. It has been the driver for this squad the last handful of years, and I don't think that's changed. You know, you look at the stats on the screen right now, Barry has been pretty incredible, outgaining Trinity 241 to 117. That's a pretty substantial number and something that I wasn't used to seeing when I was calling games on Tiger Network. But what this defense has done very, very well today is take the ball away in some big spots. They've limited damage. Now it's on the offense to try and convert some of those, actually drive down the field. They did so the last time they had the ball, and they're going to get it back to start the second half.
Yeah, and of course, mentioning, Tucker Horn, who graduated, but also a ton of players on the defense. Harmel, McDermott, Harris Good, Mac Douglas, all of those players no longer here on the defensive side. But one thing that happened a lot last year was the injury bug really hit super hard. And a lot of the players who are currently on the field now were the backups who we saw last year. And so how do you think that's kind of helped this team in preparation for the 24 campaign?
Well, I think you have to point to the turnover on the defensive side. It's frankly a little astounding how well they have adjusted last year to this year, having to replace all those bodies. I think you can point to James Gunner and say, you know, he got national recognition on a pretty regular basis last year, and you retain him in the middle of the defense, and you think that's going to be huge, and it has been. But you're sliding him out of one spot. You got to refill that. You mentioned Harris Good. You got to refill there. Yeah. I think it's really in the secondary where Trinity felt that injury bug a lot last year. And you're right. A lot of the players that had to step up at random points throughout the season, they're on the field now. And that's the part of the defense that's playing really, really well today. Lucas Moran, of course, with a couple of interceptions. He's looked fantastic in the secondary at that safety spot. I don't know. It's one of those things. Year over year, you try and build continuity as a team. I know Coach Urban tries his very best to get those guys further down the depth chart in the games for situations like this. You're not always going to have Tucker Horn on the field. You're not always going to have Caleb Harmel in the middle of your defense. You have to, in seasons when you're playing really well and getting out to big leads, get those other guys in, get them real, live, 100% game rep experience. And yeah, it's certainly paying dividends right now, I'd say.
Yeah, and so final question as the team comes out from the locker room, what are you expecting to see out of the second half?
I think the offense, as we just talked about, they got better as that first half went along. And it's something that we talked about before the game. You know, Ryan Back's doing a great job trying to fill in the shoes of Tucker Horn. One thing we overlooked last year is how the defense and the offense flowed together, right? The offense would go down the field and score, defense would get a stop, and it was just back and forth like that all game long. Offense hasn't had that much success. They've still been really, really good, but it's not with that much regularity. They've stalled a little bit more frequently. Need to expect them, after a good end to that first half, to try and go down the field, at least flip field position, try and get points on the board with a great kicker in Tyler Huddle. Just try and finish drives a little bit more. Try and avoid the stalling to help your defense out in that regard.
Yeah, and so Luke Terry up here in the booth. It is always a wonderful pleasure to get to talk to alumni, but also a great pleasure to talk to alumni who was such an integral part of this operation for the last few years. So, Luke, have a great rest to your alumni weekend and enjoy the second half of this game.
I appreciate it. It's a blast to talk ball with you as always, and it's good to be back on the call. Go Tigers.
Definitely. And so we're going to take about a minute break just to get some water, get ourselves set up here in the booth for the second half of this game. Barry leads 17-14 over the Trinity University Tigers, but crucially, Trinity gets the ball first in the half whenever we come back. Second half just about to get underway here in San Antonio, Texas. As kicking this one away is going to be Miles Hamby. Hamby, the punter, has been handling the majority of kickoffs today. In terms of so far this season, Actually, no, it isn't going to be Hamby anymore. It is going to be the man who is more commonly handling kickoffs. Ram Madiag out of Marietta, Georgia, will be kicking this one off. 29 kickoffs so far this season and 5 touchbacks. This one is away and is taken in by Lamont Nickelberry deep in the end zone. That is going to be a kneel down and a touchback to make this possession start at the 25. So we got to talk with Luke Terry during halftime. But Andrew, what have you seen out of this Trinity team during the first half, and what are you looking for here in the second?
As we talked about many times today, we were looking for a complete team. We've seen hints. The Trinity defense has been, amazingly strong all season, and so far today, Trinity offense has been firing all cylinders.
Trinity offense coming out here under Ryan Back, the 5'11 senior out of Austin, Texas. Coming into this game, he had thrown for 1,304 yards. That number is now crossed into a 1,400 number, 1,403. This one is a pass complete over the middle to Tyson Hancock. Hancock breaking a tackle and still across. He's across midfield, across the 40. He's got a blocker. 20, 10, touchdown Trinity! First play of the second half, and it goes 75 yards for 6.
Big play there by the Trinity team. As we said, the offense, they're getting hot. They're getting unstoppable, and, they just showcased it down that play.
Tyson Hancock, his second touchdown of the season. He had one last week, and he has a long one this week. And, oh my goodness, the sophomore out of Smithville, Texas, gets the party started with a 75-yard house call. Huddle getting ready for the PAT. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up and kick is good to make this another 4-point lead for the Tigers. Let's look at this replay.
You see in the replay, Ryan Beck found his man, made great cuts there, found the open space, and was able to just, run all the way without single blocker, but, he really put on the jets and went all the way to the end zone.
Great job there by Back, able to find the hole in the zone coverage there as well. That is exactly what you look for there as he celebrates with the crowd there in the shot put pit. And what a play. Exactly how you draw it up as well. You say, all right, we need to score this drive. We get the ball first. We want to take the lead here. You want to go 75 yards? Yeah, sure. Let's go 75 yards. Why not?
Setting off the tempo, great.
And so now Tyler Huddle going to be kicking this one away with the lead here. And that will now move Tyson Hancock into the lead of receiving yards for this game. 4 receptions, 112 yards already, being helped out by that 75-yard reception just now. Kick is away and going to be taken in here. Actually, not going to be taken in, as it's going to be a touchback. As the returner, there was Eli Warrington, the junior out of Athens. Athens, of course, the home of the University of Georgia. And Georgia is a really big college football state as well, so a lot of talent in that region, which is where the majority of Barry is recruited from as well. Christian Lewis, the quarterback here under center. He takes a snap, and it's going to be a handoff to Brandon Cade, the man who had over 100 rushing yards in the first half, still powering forward up for a first down as this Barry offense continuing to move.
Brandon Cade, in the first half we mentioned, he had 115 yards And so far, on that, drive there, he just had, 10 or 11. So Brandon Cade's a very lethal running back, and the Trinity defense is going to have to continue to step up to stop him.
He's averaging 91 yards per game, has well cleared that mark by now, as he gives the Vikings the first down. And on first down, they once again give it to their power back up the middle. Good for a gain of about 5. There is a flag down, so we'll see what it is and who it's on. And it's going to be a face mask penalty on the Tigers. So this one is going to be moving 15 yards up. And an unfortunate penalty there for Trinity, as that will move as that will move Barry into Trinity territory.
It's going to be the third penalty on the Trinity, side today. 6 in total in this game today.
Penalties have been an issue for Trinity, particularly towards the start of the season. They've cleaned it up recently, but both of these teams have struggled with both penalties and penalty yardage. Lewis moving out. He's pressured by Ventura, and what a catch there! Moving over. That was Brendan Gray with the good sideline catch there, but Ryan Ventura on the pressure.
You can see on the replay, Devin Gant almost tipped it, but the receiver was able to get there and bring it in.
A couple of close calls there for the Trinity defense, but the Barry Vikings able to get a little bit of luck there on their side, as they have really moved the ball downfield well. Into the red zone already. It's going to be a handoff. Brandon Cade, he gets pressured at the line before moving up across the 15-yard line and brought down at about the, that's going to be about the 13 for the gain of 3.
Barry offense, still choosing to hit Brandon Cade with the ball every single play, and he's been so successful today. I don't see why they stopped that doing that.
Christian Lewis, 2 interceptions plus a strip sack in the first half, maybe wanting to get a little bit of pressure off of their junior. It's going to be another handoff to Brandon Cade. He gets bottled up at the line, and Cade wraps and bringing him down. We'll see if they're going to credit him with the first. I don't believe that they will, but it's going to be very close. 3rd and inches coming up. Johnny Nwobodo in there as well, coming in from behind, and crowd getting loud once again. It is 3rd and inches in the red zone. Lewis going to be under center. Cade back behind him. 2 receivers to the right-hand side. It's going to be a handoff, and he cuts over to the left-hand side. Touchdown, Brandon Cade. His 3rd of the day, and his 12th on the season so far. As Barry going to take a 23-21 lead, and we'll see if they go for the PAT or try and make it a 2-point conversion here to take a 4-point lead.
As you just saw there in the replay, very good cuts there by Cade, able to get around and barely get in the end zone there.
Lining up for the field goal, or lining up for the PAT is Trey Richards. It's going to be a fake, moving over and swallowed up back behind the line. The fake does not work. Ryan Ventura bringing him down. It was Grady Bryant, the senior linebacker. There's the holder. And Trinity not allowing the 2-point play to work. I believe there was a penalty there on Trinity, so they're going to redo the play. We'll see if Barry tries to go for the 2-point again. They will not. Instead, it's going to be a PAT kick that goes off the uprights! So it doesn't go the first time, doesn't go the second, And Trinity finds themselves trailing by just 2 here, and a field goal could take the lead. Here's Barry leads 23-21. It's been a while since we've had a good doink off the uprights.
Trinity defense yet again showcasing right there. They were able to stop Barry all the way at the end and prevent them from getting even more points on the board.
That is the second failed extra point attempt for Trey Richards this season. Coming into this game, he was 15 of 16. And was 6 for 6 last week against Sewanee. And so now we'll see the Trinity offense coming back out as soon as we get to see this return. Legend Grigsby it's going to be Legend Grigsby and Lamont Nickelberry. As this kick is away, clouds have started to roll in here a little bit. As this one is fielded at the 4-yard line. Nickelberry cutting back in, and a big hit as he spins around up to about the 23-yard line. And that will get the drive started from there. Some interesting things to note. Cade Rapson is one more solo tackle away from his 50th of his career. Also, James O'Gunner, he is 6 total tackles away from moving up to 14th all-time in Trinity defensive history with 250. Back in the gun, 2 running backs over to his right-hand side. Grigsby going into motion before then cutting back around. It's going to be a handoff to Grigsby, moving over to the right-hand side, and Grigsby gets lifted up there before getting brought down at the 25-yard line. Also another career milestone mark to make note of. Grigsby is 197 rushing yards away from his 1,500th in his career.
Good question. Good question.
And so now back in the gun once again. Running back over to his left-hand side. Takes a snap, play action, throw over the middle. It is complete to Will Taylor. Will Taylor still fighting forward and up past the 45-yard line. The man who has been on quite a hot streak so far here over the last couple of weeks gets a big first down there.
Saw here on the replay, incredibly good player there by Ryan Beck. He pressure on him, man on him, got brought down, but was able to make that pass.
Will Taylor, 194 yards and 3 touchdowns over the last 3 weeks as he makes it 200 over 4. Back, takes a snap, drops back. He's going to loft it right side and complete to Alex Taveras. What a big play there. Taveras has been huge over the last couple of weeks. 2 touchdowns in 2 straight weeks, and a big catch there for the first down and then some.
Incredibly good throw there. Another great play there by Ryan Beck. You saw that replay, able to find the small pocket, find his man, and make that pass.
That is exactly what we were looking for out of Ryan Beck basically since day one here, and he is finally able to make those confident throws. It's going to be a little dump-off pass there as stepping out of bounds is Zay Huerta. Whenever we got to talk with Ryan Beck, he mentioned the shift in performance over the last 2 weeks. He said the team has kind of come together and realized, hey, it is now or never. We need to go. And they are really stepping up and performing here. But also with his new role as a starting quarterback, a lot of things have really kind of come at him fast. He's had to slow things down a lot, and now that he's building that confidence, you are seeing it out on the field. As Back scrambling away from the pressure, he's looking downfield. He's going to pump fake and now run with it himself. Up to as there's contact after the play. Back gets thrown down on the sideline. I would not be surprised as the Trinity crowd is calling for a late hit penalty. Coach Urban getting in the face of the officials as well, wanting to know why that wasn't a flag, because that was a hit well out of bounds.
So here in the replay, Ryan Beck's running all the way up. Boom.
That should have been a flag. I am surprised that is not an unnecessary roughness penalty there, as Back was a solid 3 steps out of the field of play before he got drilled from behind. As you get another angle of it there, that interesting decision as Back throws it over the left-hand side, complete. Will Taylor up to the 10-yard line, and the big first down in kind of a ball don't lie situation as Trinity moves that ball up 15 yards regardless and gets the first down into the goal-to-go situation.
Saw them that replay. Ryan Beck had pressure on him, found his man, hit him right where he needed to be.
A 17-yard gain on that last play, as now Back is going to be in the gun with Grigsby to his right-hand side. He's got Nickelberry and Tavares spread out to his right. Back in the gun, takes a snap. It's going to be a handoff. Grigsby on the left-hand side. He cuts back in, still on his feet and fighting forward. Pyle pushing him up, and he's going to get up to about the... They're going to mark him down at the 2 or 3 yard line. I believe that's going to be the 3. As we get the replay of it there.
Good blocking there by the Trinity O-line, able to get a couple extra yards there and closer to the end zone.
Seven minutes already down in this second half. It's been a much faster third quarter than it was a first or second. Back in the gun, takes a snap, handoff, no play action to Huerta, caught for the touchdown! Foster Malloy, the tight end out of Dallas, Texas, in his 7th career game, he gets his first career touchdown.
Very fitting play there. Foster Malloy, the senior tight end, as you mentioned, out of Dallas, Texas. First ever career touchdown, and this is the second to last home game for him.
Malloy, the former defensive lineman who moved over to tight end this season. Whenever we talked with Coach Lytle, he mentioned that he used a lot of high school tape from some of these players. Of course, Morkowski moving over to running back, who is kind of a do-it-all player, as Huddle nails this one right through the uprights and nails a kid right in the face back there underneath the scoreboard to make this a 28-23 game. But Coach Lytle mentioned he saw a lot of tape from some of these players. Of course, Zay Huerta, very dynamic in high school. He has been moved over from linebacker into a running back, slot back position. Then you've got, of course, obviously Foster Malloy, who had done kind of a lot during high school as well. Maddox Markovsky, who was kind of a do-it-all player. And so this is a very experimental Trinity offense, and one that's definitely performing very well.
I'd definitely say performed well. As we saw in that last play, Foster Malloy was able to roll out, by himself in the end zone. Ryan Beck saw him, hit him, and touchdown.
And so this has been a second half shootout here, as Trinity has doubled their points total from the first half in just 2 drives. And we mentioned we need to see the Trinity offense step it up if they want to be able to compete with Barry. They have done so here with 14 points in the third quarter compared to the Barry Vikings 6. Huddle getting ready to kick this one away. It's a nice line drive kick that's going to go out of the back of the end zone and will be a touchback to start this drive at the 25. And so with Barry trailing, Andrew, what do you think that we're going to be seeing here out of the Vikings offense as we get ready for their second possession of the second half?
I think we're going to see Kristen Lewis, who so far on the day is 9 for 15 with 146 yards, starting to throw the ball a lot more.
Lewis is back in the shotgun here for this play. He's got a running back to his left-hand side. He throws it complete on the little screen pass and up to about the 34-yard line before being tackled down.
Good play there by the Trinity defense. The Berry wide receivers are, as we've seen today, are very good players, and just to get in, bring them down hard, not give them space to run.
Whenever we got to talk with Coach Konchesky, he mentioned how proud he is of this unit really coming together and sticking together through all of the adversity they've had so far this season. A big injury bug swept through them early on in the season, lost quite a few players during the first game, but they have really rallied together. This is a good run up the middle of the field, still fighting forward and across midfield up to the 40-yard line there. That's going to be number 35 once again for the Berry offense, Vincent Pacini, the freshman out of Woodstock, Georgia.
Good blocking there by the Berry offense, able to give him a big lane to run, and he really capitalized on that.
I feel like this roster might not be correct because it's listing Pacini as 6'1" here, but currently number 35, the player to the left and now moving over to the right-hand side of Lewis, is much shorter than the 5'10" quarterback. Lewis throws this one over to the right-hand side, able to slip a couple of tackles there before finally getting brought down as Nate Lyons, who we saw limping off the field a little bit earlier, and now he comes limping off once again. And heading over to the trainer table. Hopefully everything is okay with him, as Lyons has had a pretty good game so far.
We saw that right there. Berry offense has been very good at just picking up, small chunk plays and keeping the drive moving.
It's a Trinity defense that needs to execute. They've done so far with the turnovers, but tackling has been a big issue so far. Handoff, running out to the right-hand side and still breaking free. Marine finally brings him down there at the 10-yard line, but crucially, Berry continuing to move forward here into the red zone and getting very close to a goal-to-go situation.
He's here in the replay, good blocks, good cuts, just kind of found a little bit of space and got a couple extra yards out of there.
This is one of the best offensive lines, not just in the conference, but also in the nation. They have not allowed a lot of pressure to get to Christian Lewis, obviously prior to this game. The Trinity defensive line has really gone after him hard, but they are also a great run-blocking unit as well. Handoff, Brandon Cade, he gets swallowed up at the line, gain of maybe an inch. And so this is a goal-to-go situation here as the chain gang has put their markers down. Trinity crowd getting loud here on second and goal from the 10. Lewis in the backfield, Cade to his right, three receivers to the left. Make that two receivers to the left as one motions over. That was the tight end, Hunter Coleman. Lewis moving around, pressure coming from behind him. He throws, and it is complete for the touchdown. Great play out there to Brendan Gray, the junior out of Calhoun, Georgia, as the high school teammates come together to collect the score.
Very good play there by, Christian Lewis, as you can see here in this replay. Looking downfield, rolled out, kind of found his man, and just barely able to find that, pocket and get in for the touchdown.
Apologies, that was Brandon Cade, the running back who came out of the backfield here. And so now Berry leading by 1. They are going to go for 2 here and see if they can make it a 3-point lead here in the third quarter. Lewis takes a snap, looks, fires right-hand side, batted away, incomplete, almost picked off by Delvin Camp, but it falls down to the turf, and the incomplete pass makes it a 1-point ball game.
You see in the replay, Lewis found his man, double coverage, wasn't able to get it off.
Intended there for Lyons, I believe, and that is a very big play play there because we know the leg that Tyler Huddle has. He's currently tied for the school record with a 52-yarder. And would love to see him break that record here on Alumni Weekend. But at this point, any score, a field goal, touchdown, even a safety for that matter, is enough to secure a Trinity lead. So, of course, I mean, the Vikings had to go for it there, obviously. You can't play with a 2-point lead, but still incredibly impressive stuff by this Trinity defense, who has, even though they have allowed the scores, they have still done a pretty good job of limiting this Berry offense when it matters the most. This one taken in by Nickelberry at about the 2-yard line. He's going to run for it and absolutely blasted right there, just shy of the 20-yard line there. Might have been better to just let that one bounce back into the end zone. But either way, the Trinity offense going to be starting right at about the 19.
Looked to be number 22, Kate Petty there on the big tackle, big play there.
Jackson Priestmeyer, the freshman defensive lineman, going to get credited for the QB hurry there on that 2-point play. As back, takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Grigsby as Hutchison barely able to get back up past the line of scrimmage. Might give him about a yard or two there receiving, but the Berry defense kept their heads up and was very smart with their read, staying on their man.
Good play there by the Berry defense, specifically number 25, Drashawn Stevens, who made that tackle play there as, you know, he had space to run.
And so now 2nd down and 9. Ball is on the 21-yard line. Back, takes a snap out of the gun. 3-step drop, looking, steps up in the pocket. He throws left side, and it's just a bit too high there for Tyson Cornett. Or, sorry, not Tyson Cornett, Tyson Hancock. And that will result in an incompletion to set up 3rd and 9. This is a Berry team that whenever we talk with Coach Lytle, he mentioned that they are very dangerous defensively. They disguise their coverages very well, disguise their blitz packages a ton. And it's something that back is going to have to be aware of here, especially on a big 3rd down situation. Takes a snap, 3-step drop, pressure coming from behind. He throws over the middle of the field, and it's intercepted, taken away there by number 10 on the Berry defense. That is going to be Grady Bryant, the linebacker there, dropped back into coverage and got the turnover.
You can see on the play, you know, pressure on back, through to double coverage, and unfortunately was intercepted.
That's a pretty brave coverage scheme there drawn up by the Berry defense because they put a linebacker there on B.J. Rainey, a receiver. You don't normally see that too often. You normally see the linebackers going into coverage against the tight ends.
No matter what happened, it worked out for them.
And so here we go. Trinity defense going to have to step up once again here. They forced 3 turnovers of their own so far. Can they force a 4th? Here, 1st and 10. Ball is on the 46-yard line. It's going to be a handoff to Cade, who slips through one tackle and still fighting forward, avoids another before getting forced out of bounds at the 31-yard line.
You saw there, Cade made a lot of very good cuts. Found room to run, got up, got a 1st down, kept the drive going.
James O'Gunran came off the field limping there. He is now down on the sideline as he is going to be getting tended to by Trinity personnel. Looks like it's just a cramp, so expecting to see him back in a couple of plays. Lewis calling out adjustments at the line before stepping back into his position in the gun. It's going to be another handoff to Brandon Cade, who's just continuing to run over this defense. But the Trinity defense forcing a stop there after the gain of just 1 to make this a 2nd down and 9 situation coming up.
You can see here in the replay, no room to run for Cade. Just ran into a bunch of Trinity defenders, and they were able to bring him down.
Johnny Nwobodo now coming off as well. Going to be getting a quick drink of water before he comes back into the game. Lewis going to be under center here for this 2nd down and 9 play. Receiver going into motion. That's Lions. Pressure coming from behind for Lewis. He's going to have to scramble out of it. He's going to try and run for it. He's going to get hit and still fighting forward for a 1st down.
Good pressure there by the Trinity defense. Unfortunately, Lewis was able to, scramble, make some good cuts, and get that 1st down.
Yards after contact have been huge so far today for the Vikings, as Trinity has been in the right positions to make plays. They just haven't been able to hang on in their wrap-ups. And now on 1st down and 10, ball is going to be on the 19 here. So Barry in the red zone. They're 3rd in the conference in terms of red zone efficiency, 72nd in the nation at just a bit over 83%. Lewis under center, takes a snap, play action. He's going to look. He's going to get pressured. He's going to get brought down on the strip sack. And who comes up with it? Waiting for confirmation is Trinity. Another Trinity turnover. This defense has been incredible all afternoon long. The 2nd strip sack of Tristan Lewis here today.
You can see in the replay, Lewis kind of looking, hesitated a little bit. Trinity defenders were able to get through, jump on that ball for a big turnover.
Wakil Mateen, the linebacker who came in there on that tackle. Mateen came into the season as one of the backup linebackers, but due to some injuries, mainly to TJ Scannell, he has been kind of pressed into a starting role, and he is really using that starting role well. As that is going to be Zay Huerta running this one up to about the... See, that's going to be the 29-yard line. And Trinity not out of this one yet.
The defense, has been fighting all game for Trinity, trying to keep them in it, trying to stop the Barry offense from, getting anything, and so far they've been very good at that.
This is shaping up to be one of the best games that I've gotten to cover here in Trinity history, maybe one of the best games that I've gotten to see in Trinity history. The only other one that I can think of was the season opener back in 2022, I believe, whenever I was watching from the stands, which went into double overtime. I believe it was against Sol Ross. And this is shaping up to be another classic just like that one. 4th quarter coming up here from San Antonio. Barry leading 29-28, but the Trinity offense currently on the field. We'll see what they can do whenever we come back here on the Trinity Tiger Network.
Trinity alumni, let's hear it for the Tigers! And members of Pause, let's hear it for the Tigers!
Welcome back, everybody, here to Trinity University. San Antonio, Texas, your host for what promises to be a thrilling fourth quarter here, as Back is going to take off with it himself. He's up across the 40-yard line for the Trinity first down, as the Tiger offense finds themselves trailing by 1 and will need to definitely step it up here if they want to have a shot at closing this one out. Whenever we talked with the coaches before this game, Coach Lytle, the team's offensive coordinator, mentioned every game that he has coached against Barry has gone down to the fourth quarter. This team needs to play well when it matters. He has faith in the Tiger defense, but this offense needs to step up and perform. Here is Back. It's flushed out of the pocket. He's just going to throw this one away.
Good scramble there by Ryan Beck, able to avoid, would have been a crucial sack there.
Pressure came in there, I believe, Ben Brookshire, sophomore out of Flowery Branch, Georgia, who didn't play last week. This is the best game in the conference schedule every single year as Grigsby takes this one on the right-hand side. Grigsby breaking free, and Grigsby across midfield up to the 47-yard line for the big first down.
Good run there by Grigsby, able to, as you're going to see in this replay, he had some blockers, he had some space, but he made some big cuts there to avoid Barry defenders and got a couple extra yards in the play.
And so here we go. This second half has really been an offensive shootout, as both teams have combined for 26 points. This one is a throw on the right-hand side. Alex Taveras, did he catch that? Yes, he did. What a play by the sophomore for a big first down gain.
Great play there by Ryan Beck. He found his man. Very, very small pocket there, as you're going to see in this replay. Ryan Beck got the snap, looked, found his man. Tiny pocket. Taveras was able to catch it and come down with it.
Defensive back draped all over him there. Christopher Thomas, second team all-conference last season, leads the team in terms of pass breakups, but was just unable to do so there. That was just one of those plays where you did everything right and it still just came up short. Johnny Milo with the handoff. He's across through the middle of the field, and Johnny Milo, we haven't called his name hardly at all today. He gets the ball up across the 5-yard line for another first down.
You can see in this replay, Johnny Milo, made a couple big cuts, had a couple big blocks, got a big yards, was very close to the end zone there.
Milo, 130 yards on the season, had 42 last week against Rhodes. Also has 7 receptions for 78 yards on the year. He didn't rush at all against Rhodes, as this is going to be a handoff to Milo once again, brought down at about the 1. Milo didn't rush at all last week against Rhodes. Actually, those 42 yards came against Sewanee, but he did have 2 receptions for 46 yards in that conference game up in Memphis. And so here we go, second and goal from the 1-yard line. It's Morkovsky in at the running back position. He leaps over the line. Did he get there? Waiting for official confirmation. If he's short, then it's very, very close. It looked like he reached across, but they're going to say he was stopped short. And this is going to be 3rd and inches here on the goal line. Back under center. He's going to try and run it himself. Gets pushed across the line and in for the Trinity touchdown. And so Trinity now going to take the lead here, a 5-point lead. And if they want to make it 7, they're going to have to go for 2. We'll see what happens.
You saw that in the replay, tush push. Tush push Ryan back in, successful, great play there.
Always hate it whenever it's used against the team that I'm supporting, but whatever the team that I'm using it, team that I'm supporting uses it, it's a pretty good play. As we have a stoppage here, we have a player down on the field. Trying to see who it is. It's going to be Grady Bryant, the senior out of Grayson, Georgia. If he's unable to continue, that would be huge for this game, as he's the team's solo tackles leader, as he is currently helped off. Doesn't need too much assistance, which is good. So will hopefully be able to return to this game. Trinity will be kicking this one away here, so they will opt for the 6-point lead. As Huddle lines up for the kick, Horn will be holding. John Adrian Dioli, the long snapper. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up and kick is good to make this a 29-35 ball game in favor of the Trinity Tigers here with 11:03 left to go in the fourth.
So far today, as we talked about, Trinity Tigers had played the best game of their season. Up until now, they've been doing that, and they've been putting up points on the board, and it's great to see it finally clicking.
Something that we've been talking about all week. If Trinity wanted a shot, they would have to be the best version of themselves that we have seen all season long, and so far they're doing just that. And we'll see if they are able to continue that here in this fourth quarter. This is why people come to Trinity. They want to play in big spots. They want to play in big games. And right now, with the conference championship on the line, you cannot ask for a bigger spot and a bigger game than this. Huddle getting ready to kick this one away. It is away. It's a little bit higher than the previous kicks, but it lands right in the middle of the R in the Trinity word mark regardless, meaning that it will be a touchback, and this drive is going to start at the 25-yard line.
It'll be interesting to see whether the Barry offense decides to keep running it with Cade, who's had a fantastic day, or Christian Lewis starts airing it out more.
Cade, the All-American from last season. He was on the All-American second team, but still an incredible result nonetheless to be getting such high praise. And this is a Barry squad that last season had 16 players make the all-conference team, 8 first team, 8 second team. Lewis, it's going to be another handoff here to Cade once again. Cade slipping a tackle on the left-hand side, and Cade's still running. He's across midfield and finally brought down at the 35-yard line, but a massive field-flipping play there to start this drive off well for Barry.
You see here on the replay, Brandon Cade found spot, found some cuts, slipped a couple tackles there, and just kept going.
John Cole McAdams there missed that tackle, but it was Anthony Njoku who finally brought him down there at the 34-yard line, which is where they have marked the ball. Lewis again under center. He takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He's going to look to pass. He's going to step up. He's actually going to run it himself over the middle of the field. He's still going, getting tripped up, and a huge hit there by Ryan Ventura. And now Lewis getting up slowly, but also we have a Trinity player getting up slow as well. Trying to see who that is. I believe that's Johnny Nwobodo. That is going to be a huge loss for the Trinity defense if he's unable to continue, but also a massive hit there on Lewis. We're going to see it on the replay.
Just here on this replay, Lewis just gets trucked, brought down.
That is a massive hit there, and you saw there on the replay, he was very slow to get up there. Not sure what happened with Johnny, but we're going to take a quick break here as the Tiger training staff actually, no, we won't be taking a quick break as it's coming right back off the field here. When we talked with Coach McCulloch, the Trinity defensive coordinator, he mentioned that Noboto's been putting in a lot of work at being a leader so far this season, and he's making a lot of progress, understands what he needs to do in the unit, and having him on the field has definitely been a big boost for this Trinity defense. Leads the team in terms of tackles for a loss and sacks, as well as QB hurries. And hoping that he will be okay and able to continue pretty quickly. Here we go. It's going to be a handoff to Cade going up the middle and brought down just shy of the end zone. He's going to get marked down at the 2. And not going to give him the first down here, so it is 2nd down and 1 with the ball on the 2-yard line.
Yet again, good blocking there by the Barry O-line, able to give him room to run. Almost got him for that touchdown.
And so here we go. Lewis going to be under center once again. Right behind the center, Hayden Cagle, the senior out of Cartersville. Receiver going into motion. It's going to be a handoff at the middle to Cade. Cade, is he able to get in there? He is! Touchdown, Barry Vikings, with 9 minutes and 11 seconds left to go here in the 4th.
Another good running play there by the Barry offense. You can see here on this replay. Gave him good blocks, gave him room to run, kind of forced his way in the end, but he got in there.
And so Barry looks like they are going to be going for the PAT, although they have tried a fake a couple of times already. So they do so here. It is going to be a PAT that's blocked! The kick gets blocked, and this is a tie ball game! Unbelievable blocks is now, I believe that was Delvin Gant who got the block. He's still down on the ground. But what a kick block there. We're going to see it on the replay. Great job there. Able to get the stop and keep this a tie ball game. That's going to be number 10. BJ. It's either BJ Rainey or Jaden Soverell. Soverell is the defensive back out of New Braunfels. Rainey is the wide receiver out of Cedar Hill. But either way, comes up a bit gingerly smiling though, so obviously happy about the result of the play, even though he did get a little bit banged up with it. And with this game all tied up at 35 all, this is probably the least orthodox way that I have seen a 35-35 score line, at least from the Barry side. Trinity has scored 5 touchdowns so far, but Barry has had a very interesting path to get to this point.
No matter the path, though, they still put up 35, so they're still doing well.
And we'll see what this Trinity offense is able to do whenever they come back onto the field. Kick is away. Going to be let go there by Lamont Nickelberry, as this drive will start from the 25-yard line. It was BJ Rainey who got credit for that block there. Rainey, the starting wide receiver, one of the starting wide receivers, 244 of receiving yards on the season. So far here today, he has 1 reception, 25 yards, and a touchdown. So now we see the Trinity offense coming out onto the field. And now a timeout by the Trinity offense as the play clock went down to 0 there. Not sure why there was the long break in between the end of the, or between the ball getting spotted and the offense and defense coming back out. As now Coach Urban going to be talking with the officials here. But it will be a Trinity timeout. Their first of the half. So still have 2 remaining here, but interesting to see that it was necessary in the first place, as now we see Coach Urban talking with the officiating crew. If we have somebody who knows how to read lips, that would be fantastic to try and figure out what the general tone of the conversation was. But either way, Trinity getting the ball on their own 25-yard line here with 9 minutes and 11 seconds left to go in this fourth quarter. Tie ball game, 35-all. Back, takes a snap. It's going to be a handoff. Winston Hutchinson. Hutchinson is going to get wrapped up and brought down behind the line there. Dawson Livingston, the junior linebacker out of Jackson, Georgia, was the one there on that stop. Make that his 5th and a half tackle for a loss this season. And so here we go, back in the gun once again. It's going to be another handoff, this time to Grigsby on the right-hand side. Grigsby using his speed, breaking out across the first down line. Almost able to break out for a big score there, but just unable to do so. If the field was about maybe a yard wider, he would have had 6.
You can see here in the replay, good blocking, good run by Grigsby. You know, kind of gathered past those 2 defenders and got a couple extra yards.
And so legend Grigsby with that big run sets the Tigers up with the ball on the 40-yard line. Back in the gun. Barry preparing to blitz. They show blitz and they do blitz. Milo backing out before then running forward and fighting forward back up to the line.
Good play there by Johnny Milo. You know, almost got a sack for loss, but he was able to, you know, force it all the way back.
This is a Trinity versus Barry rivalry game to remember. Of course, last year Trinity was trailing heading into the fourth quarter. Did so here again this year before the big breakout. This one is across and almost broke free for big yardage there. Zay Huerta almost got the big first down, but just unable to avoid the shoestring tackle and sets up 3rd and short. 2 yards to go here for this ball to get to midfield. Here we go, back once again in the gun. He's going to take the snap, and it's going to be another handoff. This one fighting forward, and I don't think he's going to get there. No, they are going to give him credit for the first. So ball gets across the first down line, up to midfield, and Trinity able to keep this drive alive.
You can see in the replay, got the snap, got all the way up. May have stepped across the line, but was taken behind the line.
Trinity might have been able to get away with one there just a little bit. As back is in the gun, takes a snap. It's going to be another handoff, this time to Jackson Williams, who speeds forward up close to the first down line on the gain of 9.
Another good Trinity run there, able to get a big chunk yards and almost for that first down. Trinity crowd right now, again, you know, very excited, getting up and rowdy.
And here we go, back in the gun as this alumni weekend crowd continuing to support the Tigers as Williams is hit hard behind the line there on the loss of 2. This Barry defense coming up big as their rush defense hasn't been as good as their pass defense. Their pass defense is 8th in the country. Their rush defense 68th. in that category, but still coming up big when it matters.
See on that replay, that's a big moment right there, and they're able to get up, wrap him. They're sea of defenders around him and not give him space to run.
Go. It's going to be a handoff here to Grigsby up the middle. Grigsby fighting forward. I don't think, actually, he might have gotten stood up there and able to push forward, but I don't think they're going to give him the first. I'm going to say that he's about a yard short, and we'll see what happens here as Trinity offense going to be coming off the field. They're going to be forced to punt with 4 minutes left to go, so the defense will have to step up once again. Fourth down and 1 here with 4 minutes left to go. It's going to be a fake. It's going to be a run up the middle. And I think he's going to get there. Trying to see what the officials are saying. Barry's saying short. Trinity's saying it's good. And they're going to say that they got him short.
You're going to see in the replay. Got all the way up. Yeah. Seems a little bit short there.
Barely short. It looked good from up here. I thought that he was able to reach out. But just unable to do so there. So the fake punt fails to go. And this defense will have to step up here with the ball on the Barry 41-yard line. Lewis takes a snap. Handoff. Cade running up the middle and still going up to the 46-yard line. This is a game last year that had quite a bit of tension as well, as Trinity found themselves trailing 29-20 at halftime. And then came out with a 14-0 third quarter to take the lead 34-29, which they held throughout the rest of the game, winning 46-37. But this could be a classic ending to what has already been a fantastic game so far. Defense has been huge. Have to step it up. Lewis under center, takes a snap. It's going to be a handoff. Cade still going, actually breaking a tackle and still moving up across into Trinity territory up to the 36-yard line.
So you can see on the replay, another good run there by Cade. Good blocking. Good cuts, got the yardage you needed and some.
And they actually marked that ball down at the 39-yard line here. So with 2:45 left to go here, the Barry offense moves up into their formation. One receiver to the right, bunch set to the left. They've run this formation quite a lot. It's going to be another handoff to Cade, and he gets swallowed up at the line, loss of 1.
Looked to be number 40 there, Cade Robson on that play. As well as possibly number 92 on the Trinity side.
92 for the Trinity defense. That would be Azriel Ngacha, the freshman out of Irving, who comes from Cameroon. Always great to have players from a wide variety of locations here. As we hit the 2-minute warning. Oh boy, you can't ask for a better situation than this to be calling. Tie ball game. One final defensive drive to really decide everything, and then maybe the offense gets back out there. This game could go into overtime, you don't know. But we'll see what happens here whenever we come back on the Trinity Tiger Network. Crowd getting loud on their feet, stomping their feet, ringing those cowbells here with 2 minutes left to go. The longest field goal for Trey Richards so far this season, the Barry kicker, has been from 44 yards out. This is going to be a little screen pass to Lyons, and he's not going to get anywhere fast. Brought down by Cade Rapson as well as Elijah Gonzalez, the freshman out of Driftwood, and we will see what this Barry offense chooses to do here. Clock is continuing to run. Again, the longest field goal so far this season from any Barry kicker is 44 yards. So they are trying to target about the 25-yard line. 25, 27-yard line is roughly their goal to go. Right now they are on the 37. Lewis back in the gun, empty set. 4 to the left. He's going to throw it on the right-hand side and incomplete. No flags as John Cole McAdams was the one in coverage there. The receiver Bryce Herring fell on the route, and that'll set up third down. No, sorry, fourth down. That was the third down stop.
See in the replay, there's a little bit of pressure on Lewis. Tried to get his man. His man was there. He just kind of tripped and fell down right in front of it.
And so 1:11 left to go here. Big decision time here for Coach Konchesky. Looks like the offense is staying out on the field here, but they aren't lining up, so they're going to take a timeout, I believe. Or they're going to take the delay of game and then... It is going to be a delay of game on the offense. They're going to use that 5-yard penalty to back up the punter and give a little bit more space. And so now we look at, on the other end of things, Tyler Huddle. Last season, whenever we talked to him, he said that his effective range, maybe with wind, could be about 60 yards. There is no wind here today. It is dead still here in San Antonio, Texas. The weather currently is 89 degrees, so a pretty warm late October afternoon here. Actually, it's just ticked over into 90. Wind is blowing at about 2 miles an hour, gust of 6, so that is not going to be a help at all to Huddle, who his career long is 52 yards. 52 yards, which is tied for a school record here. So far, his long this season is 46. If they want to kick from 50, they need to get all the way up to the Barry 33-yard line. As now players coming onto the field, we're getting more whistles, as now looks like we're getting a... Actually trying to see what this whistle is for. Looks like it's just an official's timeout. As now with 1:11 left to go here, the punt will be sent away. Good hold. Punt is away, and this one is going well into the back of the end zone for the touchback. So this drive will start at the 20-yard line. So Trinity needs to get 47 yards downfield at least to break that 50 mark. If they want to go for the school record, they only need to get down to the 35. Which would mean they just need to get 45 yards downfield. With 1:04 left to go here in this fourth quarter, we could be seeing overtime here unless the offense pulls some magic out of its hat. Back in the gun. Takes a snap. 3-step drop. He looks. Pressure coming from behind. He throws over the middle. Incomplete. Oh, almost picked away. That could have been disaster there as Carver Cole dove for that when it was off the hands of Alex Tavares. but almost a takeaway. That is about as close as you can get to a takeaway without it being picked off.
So then the replay, almost.
And so here we go. Back maybe with some second life here. Looks, he dumps it off to Grigsby. Grigsby cuts across to the 25 before stepping out of bounds at about the 29. Looks like they're going to give it to him with 53 seconds left to go. Both teams have 2 timeouts remaining here, and on 3rd and 1, we'll see what the offense dials up. Ryan Back so far today, 273 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. It's going to be a handoff. Grigsby moving over to the right-hand side. Grigsby still going. He cuts back in up to the 45-yard line for a Trinity first down. As the clock stops for the chains to be moved here. Trinity setting up quick. Trinity needing about 12 to 15 or so left to go. Back, 2-step drop. He lofts it right side and incomplete, intended for Tavares. A couple of Trinity fans in the crowd want a flag. Not going to get it there, as it's going to be 2nd down and 10.
Almost a big completion there. Tavares just, wasn't able to turn around or really get there in the right spot.
Back once again in the gun. Now Johnny Milo over to his right. 1 receiver to the right, 3 to the left in a trips formation. 3-step drop. He's flushed out of the pocket. He dumps it off to Milo, who is then swallowed up for a loss of 2 on the play before running out of bounds. Great defensive play there by the Barry Vikings. As now we're going to get a timeout here by the Trinity Tigers.
Trinity Tigers need something huge here in order to get that field goal that they need.
Realistically, Trinity would need to get across midfield and then get to the 40. That would make it 57, which would break the school record and Huddle's personal record by 5. And again, no wind coming in here. The flags at the top of the pylon are about as stationary as you can get them, as if they were pretty much taped down. The American flag is blowing further back, but the pylon flags are pretty much dead still. Again, Huddle says that his effective range is about 60 yards, give or take. He's not warming up on the sideline. God, I'm trying to find him on the sideline right now. Can't at the moment. But Trinity with quite a distance to go here. 3rd down and 12 coming up. Back in the gun. He takes a snap, and there's going to be a flag. False start going to be called on the Tigers. That's going to push them back 5, and that'll make a difficult task almost impossible now. Penalties have been something that Trinity has avoided pretty well so far today. That's absolutely brutal to see.
Just earlier we saw number 11 John Naboto, was carted off the field. So if we go to overtime, it could be a big game changer.
Back, takes a snap. He drops back. He lofts it over to Milo. Milo cutting around and up to midfield at the 50-yard line before getting brought down, and now whistles for the Trinity timeout. Now, this will be interesting because from midfield, that's 67 yards. There's no way that they're going to try and kick it here. But on 4th down, and that's going to be about 5 to go. Actually, yeah, 4th and 5. Running a play here, even though there are 12 seconds left, it would be very, very risky. Chancing maybe a turnover or, worst case scenario, Barry ending up with the ball somehow. And so the offensive discussions going on one end of the field, the defensive discussions going on the other end of the field. And whenever we talked with Ryan Back earlier on this week, he mentioned the big implications behind this game, the big stakes of this game. That's why you come to Trinity. That's why you come to Barry. That's why you come to these pedigree D3 programs, because you know that you're going to be playing in big games. You know that you're going to be in big spots like this. And whenever you have to perform, that is when everything is left to play for. And right now, this is about as big of a situation as the Barry defense has been in all day long. 4th and 5. Trinity has no more timeouts remaining, so they need to get the ball out of bounds. Back, scrambling around. He's going to move over to his left-hand side. He's actually going to take off with it himself. He is across the 50 and up to about the 41-yard line. It'll be about 58 yards from here if Huddle can make it. He is stepping out onto the field now, points up to the sky, and you can recognize him by his oversized undershirt t-shirt that he wears there underneath his pads. And here we go. This is it. If it's a miss, then we go to overtime. If it's a make, it's a school record and a Trinity win here with 5 seconds left to go in the 4th quarter. Huddle, the 5'9", 200-pound product out of McKinney, Texas, the senior who transferred in last year. This is it. Raider Horn, the holder, John Adrian Dioli, the long snapper. As now we get a Barry timeout trying to ice Huddle. Dioli going through his long snap motions as well. This is exactly what we were thinking could happen whenever we were prepping for this game.
I'm very happy it did too. It's been a very exciting name to announce, and for those of you, tuning in, I hope you're having fun as well.
Alumni weekend stands are still pretty much as full as they were at kickoff. Nobody has wanted to leave this thriller of a game. Trinity sideline locking arms. Barry sideline moving back over to their own end. Again, this one from 58, 57 yards. Ball's marked down at the 40, so it's going to be from 57 out. Horn calls for the snap. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up! And it's no good! It's wide left! And so we are going to be going to overtime here in San Antonio. Had the distance, just unable to get there in the end. Just a bit too far off mark. And we are going to be going to overtime.
Nonetheless, though, great attempt by Huddle. 57 yards. That's no small feat. That's almost NFL numbers, right? To him, even get the ball close to it, is phenomenal.
The crowd had thought they had just seen history. For a second, I thought that I had too, but we're going to be going to overtime here. And so, just to remember the college football overtime rules here, it's going to go to a coin toss, but unlike the NFL, each team will start from the 25-yard line. From there, they will go trying to score. And then after 2 overtime periods, if both teams make it that far, it will then go to 2-point conversion attempts. So, if any of you remember the Texas A&M versus LSU 7 overtime game a few years ago, where the final score of that one was, I believe, like 78-72 or something like that. That is not how it works here anymore. They changed that rule basically the day after that game. And now it will go down to 2 regular overtime periods, followed by a 2-point shootout. If it ends up getting that far, obviously.
For our sake and those of you watching, hopefully it doesn't get there.
So the captain's back out here for the coin toss. The captains for Barry are Jake Witten, as well as Hayden Cagle. Of course, Brandon Cade. And trying to see who the 4th number is. That's going to be Grady Bryant. So Trinity won the toss. They elected to defer, and they'll be defending the far left end zone. So far left on your screen. And we'll see what this defense is able to do. Again, this is a massive game and a massive situation. You can't ask for much more than this, as we are now in overtime. Also, just want to give a shout out to the other Tiger Network broadcast that will be going on in about 15 minutes. Senior Day for women's volleyball will be tipping off at 4 p.m. That game will be against Concordia after Trinity has so far swept the weekend with a 3-0 victory over Southwestern and then a 3-0 victory over Randolph-Macon. As Cade is going to get swallowed up here at the line, the Trinity defense comes up big as whistles for forward progress are blown. He's going to get stuffed at the line and not get anywhere. Sets up 2nd down here, and still 10 from the 25. Again, no game clock. Play clock is still active, so Barry can't take all day, but no game clock here as Gray going into motion. Lewis takes the snap. It's going to be play action. He's going to throw it to the left-hand side. Intercepted! Taken away by Anthony Njoku! Anthony Njoku and the Trinity defense come up big once again. The 4th turnover here today. Three interceptions so far here today for this Trinity defense. They have done it all, and now they just need 1 point. Back in the shotgun, Johnny Milo is to his right, with Rainey and Hancock to the right, and Tavares to the left. It's going to be a handoff. Johnny Milo powering up the middle up to that's going to be about the 20-yard line there for a gain of 5.
Another good run there by the Trinity offense, able to get him up, get him 5 yards, get closer towards the end zone.
Offense has been huge in big situations. Back in the gun, Legend Grigsby to his right. It's going to be a handoff to Grigsby. Grigsby powering forward up to the 16-yard line. Not quite enough for the 1st down, but going to be very, very close. And set up 3rd and inches here in this overtime situation. And actually, they aren't even going to bother with trying to get this 1st down. They're going to send Huddle out for the field goal try. From here, it will be 33 yards, definitely in chip shot range. Huddle, 3.5 steps back, 2 over to the left-hand side. As it's going to be a Barry timeout. And I tell you what, whenever we were planning for this game, I mean, I know that I definitely had some worries coming into this one. The Barry defense is one of the most formidable units that this Tiger offense has gone up against all season long. And offense has really been kind of the sore spot for this team this year. And so going into this game, looking at such a talented defense, thinking, man, this team is really going to have to play at an elite level that we haven't seen so far this season. And right now, they are playing like a totally different team. This is not the same Trinity team that lost against TLU in the season opener at 20-35. This is not the same Trinity team that only put up 16 against Washington and Lee. And this is not the same Trinity team that then just a week later lost on the road to Center 12-24. This is a Trinity team that is playing lights out. And Tyler Huddle with the chance to end it here. From 33 out. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and kick is good! The Trinity Tigers take down the Barry Vikings to win it here at home, 38-35.
What a game. You know, going into the day, we talked about this several times on this stream alone. Trinity had to be a complete team today, and today they dominated the defense. You know, I think honestly my story of the game for this is going to have to be the defense. You know, Barry, great offense, but the defense, yes, they did give up 35, but they could have been way more, and they had so many takeaways, and as we saw in that last play from Barry, huge interception. Hats off to the offense as well. Came out, dominated, best form we've seen them all day, and just a total complete team win today.
Defensive player of the week definitely has to go to Ryan Ventura. Two big hits, of course the strip sack that he then took himself for 6, but also got to mention so many other players who have done so great. Christian Lewis off to the side there on the sideline before moving over to shake the hands of the Trinity team. As we look at the game replays here, this is exactly what you want to see as a Trinity player, as a Trinity fan, of course, for our role as Trinity commentators as well. This was the perfect football game, I think, that we have seen out of this Trinity unit.
It was definitely, best game all season, for me, because, this is my first season commentating football, best season ever.
And so Trinity walks away with a 38-35 victory, and turnovers are going to be the story of the day, as Barry had 5 of them, 3 interceptions as well as 2 strip sacks. And Trinity was able to capitalize there, scored a scoop and score, as well as a few big plays there. You see that second half play to open up there to Tyson Hancock, a big 75-yard touchdown. But this Trinity offense came alive when it mattered, and I tell you what, the difference between week 1 against TLU and now, it's like I've been taken in a time machine. These are just such a fantastic group of players, and it's amazing to have watched them here today. After celebrating Alumni Weekend, Trinity will be going on the road, heading up to Conway, Arkansas to take on Hendricks before coming back home for Senior Day against the Southwestern University Pirates. Meanwhile, for Barry, they are going to have 2 straight home games against Center and Millsaps, respectively, before then going on the road to face Rhodes to end out their season up in Memphis, Tennessee. And so as we look at the final stats from this game, the Trinity offense really stepped up, especially in that second half. But rushing overall for Barry was huge. You cannot discount the work that Brandon Cade put in today. 30 carries, 234 yards with 4 scores, and it still just isn't enough. That is a brutal way to lose that game for Brandon. But either way, a fantastic victory for the Trinity Tigers here on Senior Day, here on Alumni Weekend. We are now going to send you over to volleyball, where the Trinity women will be hosting their Senior Day against Concordia University. So, my name has been Caleb Reed, joined by Andrew Thomas up in the booth. For everybody watching, for everybody at Tiger Network who makes all this possible, thank you so much for watching this incredible game, and I will see you all next time on November 9th.
Match starts at 4 p.m. Go Tigers!